Hello everyone and welcome to The Need for Speed. Did you know that you can write programs that include more than one code node? So we're going to investigate speed more on how police officers use radar to detect your speed and then react. This is going to be a really fun one. So you're going to need 2 code nodes and 2 code node carts. All right, so let's talk a little bit about how police officers can tell how fast you're going. There's some really neat methods and where they use airplanes. They actually can track how fast you're going from the air and then radio down to the police officers on the ground to let them know it's time to give you a ticket. One of the newer inventions that's being used right now is called a LiDAR. So laser detectors, being one of the newest pieces of technology that police officers use to catch speeders, it looks and acts like a handheld radar gun, but uses a low-powered beam of laser light that bounces off a targeted vehicle and then returns to the receiver in the unit. The unit can then calculate the speed of the vehicle. Laser detectors measure the distance between the radar gun and the vehicle using the speed of light and the time it takes the light reflected off the vehicle to return to the laser gun. It's pretty cool technology. So what we're going to do is program one code node cart to react to the other based on a certain speed. So let's talk about what that looks like. For now, I'm just going to use my first code node and go and click on sensor data. For this one, I don't need temperature, light, and sound. I don't need the magnetic field sensor, and I don't need the buttons. So I'm just going to click the graph for my measurement. I am going to choose velocity, and velocity is speed in a given direction. So this is where you get to have some fun, guys. So you're going to take your code node, you're going to click start, and you're going to push your cart around and see the different speeds that you can get. For this, I'm just going to roll the wheels. So I'm going to click start. I move the wheels, and then you see my speed. At max, I'm looking at about 1.8 meters per second. Pretty interesting information. I'm going to need it in my program. All right, so I'm going to click stop. And in your activity sheet that you can access either online on the digital flipbook or with your handout student activity, it gives you the initial program. So let's build this together. You already have one code node connected. Now I need to connect my other one. Turn that on. And I'm going to click on my Bluetooth icon here. And there's my other one. Now this is important. You want to make sure to pay attention to the numbers of your code nodes. So I know this one here that has my first initial H on the bottom, that's 316. You can also, I'm referring to the number on the code node itself. And then my other one, 639717, is going to be this guy. Okay. Connected. Now I'm going to click on the code icon. Let's build this program. All right, so I need a repeat while true loop. I'll make this a little bit bigger. All right, and we're going to need to create a variable, and that variable is speed. Type that in. There we go. All right, so I am going to set my speed to absolute value. Use the drop-down menu to pull that out. The absolute value of the cart velocity. Now, again, this is where the numbers are important. So I want my 396 velocity here. All right. As a reminder, absolute value just ensures that you're working with positive integers. Now let's bring in our condition statements. Perfect. And a comparison block. So if the speed is greater than 1. And if you're wondering where I pulled the 1 from, you can refer back to the data that you were playing with when you were initially pushing your cart around. You adjust the speed to however you wish. For this demo, we're going to pick 1 meter per second. All right, back to my code. So if it breaks that 1 meter per second, I want my police siren, haha, wink, wink, to come on, else my siren will be silent. I'm going to duplicate that block so I don't have to pull another one out. All right, so let's see how this works. If I have this go more than 1 meter per second, the siren should go off. All right, so let's start. There it goes. And then it went off. And on again. All right, so remember we connected another code node, so I have 2. Here's your challenge. You are now going to program the other code node to sound like a police car. You can work with lights, however you want to replicate that. So now whenever this cart goes over whatever speed you set in your program, the other one needs to react to it somehow, whether it's audible or visual. All right, pause the program and give it a shot. All right, welcome back. I'm sure you have beaten the challenge of coding both code node carts in one program. I'm not going to build this one with you. I'm going to show you a sample of one that I did. So let's take a look at the screen. So I kept my repeat while true loop, and then I kept my speed as my variable there. So the speed is the absolute value of the cart velocity. Remember, velocity is speed in a given direction. So this time I set my speed at 0.2 meters per second just for this demo. And what that means is if my speeder goes over 0.2 meters per second, my police officer is going to react by the following. The siren is going to go off. It is going to have a red RGB LED light come on. But I didn't stop there. Remember, police cars don't always just have one sound, one frequency of their alarm. It's kind of a wee-woo sort of thing. So I wanted to change the frequency of that sound to go back and forth. I also wanted my light to flash red and blue, so I built that in my program. I took it a step further and even programmed my 5x5 LED array to react as well. So you see how it's going to do this neat little pattern. And then if my speeder isn't speeding, then nothing is going to happen. And it's important here again, guys, to pay attention to what cart is which. So my speeder is 717. My police officer in this program is my 396. And again, you correlate that to the number on your code node. All right, so here's my police officer. Let's see how it works. I'm going to click start. Excellent. So when I speed, the police officer reacts. Isn't that neat how you can combine multiple code nodes into one program and investigate the need for speed? Have fun with this program, guys.